In 1976, the Union Township Chamber of Commerce was formed with a vision to connect people and businesses and build a community. 40 years later, that vision has become reality. From heavily wooded areas and farmland to a growing business epicenter connecting two major cities, the Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance has been a leader in fostering development, building relationships, and advocating for the causes and issues that make Westchester and Liberty Townships great places to live, work, and play.
Back then, the chamber was a lot smaller, and it was easy to get involved because the population of members was lower. Our office was in the basement of an office building in Old Westchester, and there was a CEO and there was an executive secretary.
You know, it was a lot smaller back then, and I actually was very close friends with a dear beloved friend of mine that started the original chamber, Carlos Todd. Carlos birthed it. He got it going. He got it growing. But after he stepped aside, amazing people came in and continued to grow it. And what Joe Henson and his team have done, they have transformed it into something that I know when Carlos started it, had no idea that this is what it would ultimately become. And I know wherever Carlos is today, he's looking down, he's looking at the chamber and what's going on with it, and I know he's pleased.
And I remember Nell Kilpatrick convinced Reach Out Lakota to join, and my question to her was, we're a food pantry. Why should we join the Chamber of Commerce? And she said, because you're going to make some great connections for the future.
So I recall when we moved from Boston with my wife Nancy and 3 kids, we were worried about Westchester being too remote, too far away, too outside of where all the action is. Well, that certainly has changed over the years with the development.
It started out in the 1990s as a kind of a rural agricultural school district, very much a suburban school district, rapid growth, tremendously rapid growth. There was a period where we were building 2 buildings every couple of years.
There was a vision to build an interchange, and being a part of that allowed me to become involved with the Chamber of Commerce to be able to speak to individuals and businesses about that dream and about that vision of building Union Center Boulevard and State Route 129.
We moved from 12,000 residents to 30,000 residents in a very short period of time. And obviously with that kind of growth, we had to make sure it was still fiscally responsible and under control.
Just the connection that the Chamber has with the local government between Liberty Township and Westchester, I think we continue to do a phenomenal job of just helping this area do it the right way. And being in the center of Cincinnati and Dayton, it's important that we take this opportunity to do it the right way. And I think we're making a lot of great strides and positioning ourselves to be, really the heart of it all.
I think the Chamber has been a fabulous facilitator of local businesses. I also think the great thing about our Chamber is that it's a connector. It connects businesses and helps facilitate collaboration.
We love to compete, but we also love to come together and take care of our communities and come up with great ideas. And the Chamber's been a great partner in facilitating those dialogues.
It's beneficial to make those connections and find out what is it that the business community wants to do to help what we're doing, and how can we work hand in hand. And a perfect example of that is our internship program. We've made a lot of connections with local businesses that actually take our students in, show them the ropes of what they do, and we found that it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
It's evolved because it's grown and it's become an integral part of our community. And that's the thing I really like about the Chamber is they're always looking for new businesses and new people to embrace and make part of the Chamber family, which is really good. And that, they still have respect for people who have been there a long time and people who were there, more than 40 years ago. And those people are, what's really cool is that those people are leading the charge to embrace more new people coming in. And that's the real secret of the success up here, I think.
the chamber isn't about one person, it's about everybody working together. And the things that they can accomplish, whether they were back on Cincinnati-Dayton Road or over at VOA or where they are now, the location changes, but the heart of the organization never does, because the caring that they have for its members and for the community is just a wonderful thing.
One of the great programs that I really like, and what's great about it, is the Everest Award. And we've had the opportunity to recognize people like Bill Krul from Miller Valentine, who's developed projects along the corridor, Dan Baker, who has poured more concrete, mostly on I-75 in the I-75 corridor, and Claude Davis, who has really taken a Butler County financial institution and grown it into a regional financial institution. Recognize these kind of people really is exciting to participate and be active with them and make that recognition happen.
My favorite program would be Leadership 21. I enjoy the luncheons. I enjoy the business after hours because there are a lot of great programs, but Leadership 21 is probably my favorite.
Leadership 21 is a program offered by the Chamber for a variety of individuals, and it's all about connecting leaders and building leaders. And I really had a wonderful experience with that program. You get to learn a little bit more about the community than meets the eye.
The other group that I really have enjoyed is obviously the Young Professional Group, just because it's a little different take on networking and what, the millennial group, not that I'm a part of that, but what they're trying to do with networking and what they want to do in the community and kind of giving back.
My very best is the Woman of Excellence Award. It's an event that Mercy Health has been honored to sponsor for many years. But that event this past year pulled over 400 people there. The women, the stories that are shared by the women who are honored at that event are just remarkable.
There's a lot of women in this community and in this region that have added a lot, and they don't always get recognized. And I just think that that's just so important, and I really admire the Chamber for recognizing that.
There's a number of different forums. Java with Joe, many of the evening events. Many of us were at the Women of Excellence. We'll be at the annual celebration. So in that regard, they're great venues. And again, it's an opportunity to always reconnect with people that maybe you've been busy, and I bet I'm gonna see them at this event, and it's a great opportunity to get some things done really quickly and kind of set up another meeting, so we can connect and try and help each other out.
The Chamber has a great ambassador team of individuals that go to ribbon cuttings, and they're basically the voice, for the Chamber. They go out, they meet with the businesses, they make sure that they're there to support them, clap for them, when we have the ribbon cutting, and then to offer any kind of help that they might need in connecting with other businesses.
Without a chamber of this caliber, businesses would not be growing at the quality and quantity that they're growing at right now.
If you look at what's happened in the last 5 years, no doubt the next 5 will grow even more rapidly. There's been some great activity that's just going to accelerate the rate of change.
Look at Liberty Center that just opened. Look at all up and down this corridor. There are, from an entertainment perspective to education with Butler Tech and UC and health, and who wouldn't say that we probably have some of the best healthcare systems in this country, right here in Westchester and the region.
I think that both Westchester and Liberty, although we have separate governments and separate trustees and staffs, we work very well together. And I think the Chamber is one of the things that ties that together. They have always looked at the area as Westchester Liberty. They have always worked with us together as if the townships are one. There's no one township better than the other. There's numbers that make them bigger and smaller. Together, we are a very strong asset. Separate, we're not as strong.
You can do it all in Westchester Liberty. We were so lucky and fortunate as a family to have picked Westchester as a place to move to. I've raised my kids here.
Students are starting, like myself, are starting to see the value in coming back and giving back to the community where they lived and where they were educated. And so I think we'll start to see a little bit more of that because it's really a great place to live, play, and work.
Some friends of ours kind of joke that there's no reason to really leave the pod, as we call it.
When you get a chance to live, work, and play in the same area, I think you care more. And I know that, speaking from, real life experience, because, you want to get involved. And I've done a lot more involvement with the schools, with business owners, with the chambers, with local sports. So it really resonates, for me that to be able to live, work, and play in the same area is extremely important.
It's funny because when I say I work in Westchester, I always kind of get a smile because it's a cool place to be. And certainly when I talk about Liberty Town Center, the things going on in Westchester or Liberty, I take pride because I am a daytime resident. I'm in a place where people want to be.
The credit for the success of Westchester goes to the men and women that are part of the Chamber of Commerce, the business people in our community. They're the ones that invest their own time, their own talent, and their own treasure to make our community more than it otherwise would be.
The impact that the Chamber has been with all of this growth is that they have been a support for all of this growth, where people can come together and learn about the growth and be able to be stronger because of that growth. And they have been the instrument to keep that machine moving forward.
The greatest thing I know about being a citizen on this planet and being a citizen of Butler County is we can achieve more when we work together than each of us could do if we work on our own. And two people working together achieve far more than two people each doing their own thing. And when you total up everything done, and that's the premise of the Chamber. It's getting all the great minds together and all the great people in this area that work together and kicking ideas around, coming up with plans to work together on things, and that's what they do the best.
I am the Chamber.
I am the Chamber.
I am the Chamber.
We are the Chamber.
Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance.
One chamber, one vision.
Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance.
Congratulations on your 40th anniversary.
Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance.
We are the Chamber.
Congratulations on 40 great years.
Congratulations on your 40th anniversary.
UC Health Westchester Hospital is proud to be the 40th anniversary sponsor of the Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance.
To all my good friends at the Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance, well done you.